The 7 last words, or sayings, of Jesus Christ on the cross are profound expressions that encapsulate various aspects of his mission, humanity, and divinity. These statements hold immense significance in Christian theology and serve as a source of reflection, meditation, and spiritual nourishment for believers. Let's explore each of these statements in detail, drawing from the biblical teachings and references. 1. Father, forgive them, for they do not know what they do. Luke chapter 23 verse 34. This first saying embodies Jesus' compassion and mercy, even in the midst of his excruciating suffering. Despite being unjustly condemned and crucified, Jesus prays for forgiveness for his executioners, highlighting his divine love and willingness to intercede on behalf of sinners. This act of forgiveness reflects Jesus' teachings on love and forgiveness, such as in Matthew chapter 5 verses 44 to 45, where he instructs his followers to love their enemies and pray for those who persecute them. 2. Truly, I say to you, today you will be with me in paradise. Luke chapter 23 verse 43. In this statement, Jesus extends salvation to one of the criminals crucified alongside him who expressed faith in him. It demonstrates Jesus' power to forgive sins and his promise of eternal life to those who trust in him. This saying emphasizes the immediacy of salvation and the accessibility of God's grace to even the most undeserving. It echoes Jesus' teaching in John chapter 14 verse 6, where he declares himself as the way, the truth, and the life, and that no one comes to the Father except through him. 3. Woman, behold your son. Son, behold your mother. John chapter 19 verse 26-27. Addressing his mother Mary and the disciple John, Jesus entrusts them to each other's care, symbolizing the formation of a new spiritual family. This statement underscores Jesus' concern for the well-being of his loved ones, even in his final moments. It also signifies the universal nature of the Church and the importance of community and mutual support among believers. This act fulfills Jesus' commandment to love one another as he has loved us, John chapter 13 verses 34 to 35. 4. My God, why have you forsaken me? Matthew chapter 27 verse 46 and Mark chapter 15 verse 34. Quoting from Psalm chapter 22, Jesus expresses his profound sense of abandonment and the weight of bearing the sins of humanity. This cry of anguish reflects the depth of Jesus' suffering, his identification with human suffering, and his separation from God. Despite feeling forsaken, Jesus willingly endured this separation to fulfill the redemptive plan of salvation. It highlights the mystery of the Incarnation, where Jesus, fully God and fully human, experienced the full range of human emotions and experiences. 5. I thirst. John chapter 19 verse 28. This simple statement reveals Jesus' physical agony and humanity as he experiences the physical torment of crucifixion. Beyond physical thirst, it also carries symbolic significance, representing Jesus' thirst for the salvation of humanity. It echoes Jesus' teaching in John chapter 4 verses 13 to 14, where he speaks of the living water that he offers, which quenches spiritual thirst and brings eternal life. 6. It is finished. John chapter 19 verse 30. With these words, Jesus declares the completion of his mission of redemption. He has accomplished the task assigned to him by the Father, securing salvation for humanity through his sacrificial death on the cross. This statement signifies the victory of Christ over sin, death, and the powers of darkness. It fulfills the prophecies of the Old Testament regarding the Messiah's work of salvation, such as in Isaiah chapter 53 verse 11, where it is prophesied that the suffering servant would justify many by bearing their iniquities. 7. Father, into your hands I commit my spirit. Luke chapter 23 verse 46. In his final breath, Jesus entrusts himself completely to the care of the Father, demonstrating his perfect obedience and submission to the divine will. This statement echoes Psalm chapter 31 verse 5, expressing confidence in God's faithfulness and sovereignty even in the face of death. It signifies Jesus' victory over death and his assurance of resurrection and eternal life. It also serves as a model of faith and surrender for believers, encouraging them to trust in God's providence and commit their lives to his hands. In conclusion, the 7 last words of Jesus on the cross offer profound insights into the nature of Christ's mission, his love for humanity, and the significance of his sacrifice. Each saying reveals different facets of Jesus' character and underscores key theological truths central to the Christian faith. They invite believers to reflect on the depth of God's love, the extent of Christ's sacrifice, and the hope of redemption and eternal life available through him.